Good morning and welcome back for another Shave and Chat courtesy of the Razor Company. And today we're going to be showcasing Catie's Bubbles Mile High Menthol, and specifically the Catie's Bubbles brand, which is a shaving soap brand that I really enjoy using. I have been using Catie's Bubbles for probably 7 years. I believe they recently had their 7th or 8th year anniversary, and this particular offering is Mile High Menthol. Now let's get to the details first. The cost on this is $14 for 4 ounces, or $3.50 an ounce on our cost chart right there, which is a good price. I recently purchased this from the Razor Company. We'll give you the notes right here, and this one is eucalyptus, menthol, and camphor. And honestly, it's not my favorite Catie's Bubbles scent, but the thing about Catie's Bubbles is they have so many great scents. If you don't happen to like this one, you can sure find one that you do like. This is an excellent quality soap. It's been around, it's stood the test of time so far. But this one, if you like eucalyptus type soaps, think Perazzo Green. It's vaguely reminiscent of that. And this, I believe, was made for my good friend James, who loves Denver or used to reside in Denver. Mile High Menthol. The ingredients we'll put right there. This is a vegetal-based or perhaps vegan soap. You got shea butter, jojoba, glycerin, some of the good ingredients. And today I'm going to be using the Simpsons Trafalgar T3 synthetic brush, which is one of the best budget offerings out there in terms of synthetics. I'm going to be shaving the dome today too. We've got a good lather whipped up in our Captain's Choice copper bowl. And today I'm actually going to be using the Harry's razor, because I bumped my head the other day. See that right there? And I want to be gentle on that. So I'm not going to use the leaf today because I feel like I might drag that open. So we're going to try to avoid opening up any bumps today, but we shall make no promises. I hope you're all doing well today. We've got a nice lather here. And this I expect to get some decent cooling out of, because it does have menthol in it. And I prefer menthol to the synthetic cooling agent that's out there now, that I can't think of the name of it. But there is a synthetic cooling agent, which for me just kind of gives me tingling. But the menthol, I get some true cooling. Not quite as cool on the dome as it is on my face, but I do get cooling out of it. And so we'll hope to knock this fuzz off the head today and get a great shave with Catie's Bubbles. It's a brand that, again, I've been using for many years, and I have met Chris on a couple of occasions, have broken bread with him. He's a terrific guy and makes a great product, and he has a lot of good scents. I would say that I like the vast majority of Catie's Bubbles scents. Again, this one is not my cup of tea. I think the camphor maybe is what sort of, it makes it not my favorite. But as I said before, he has a lot of scents, and you can find many of them at the Razor Company. All right, let's get going today with the Harry's, and we'll try not to do any damage to that bump. I hope you're all doing well. And one of the things I want to talk about today is, if you're using a traditional style of shaving, that is progressive hair reduction, you can use a cart like this if you want to. It works just fine. I will occasionally use this for head shaving, especially when I have like a bump or something like that where I want to be a little more gentle, and it does work just fine. And so if you're using a good soap, good quality brush, and just using what I call traditional technique, and that is multiple passes, not trying to do it all in one pass, it works just fine for me. And so feel free to jump in and get yourself a soap, get yourself a brush, and maybe if you haven't started DE shaving, try it this way first and see what you think. I think that your shave will improve immensely just by using traditional technique and progressive hair reduction, and that means multiple passes. And so that's what we're going to do today. We'll do a 1 pass from front to back, and then we'll do 1 pass from back to front. On the face, I would do 3 passes. But today, since I needed a head shave, I said, let's get out the old Catie's Bubbles Mile High Menthol and give it a whirl and see how we do. And again, we'll try to be careful when we get over that wound. I really nailed myself on the corner of a countertop the other day. But we'll try to be as gentle as we can. If you're a head shaver, please be careful around your ears, because that is a place where you can get yourself, if you're not being careful, it's where I tend to get myself. If I'm going to get myself, it's usually somewhere around those ears. So I'll try to pull the ear down and just work around that. And if you're a head shaver, you're probably accustomed to doing that as well, unless your ears just are so far out of the way that it's not a problem for you. So I'm just now beginning to get that cooling, which you're getting from the menthol. It's a nice feeling. For me, it's not at all uncomfortable. I know some people are sensitive to menthol. I'm not one of those people, and I'm going to be very careful right here because we're going over that spot, and we want to try not to irritate it or open that up. And we'll just be very gentle, and there we go with our first pass. And that's what traditional technique is about: multiple passes, progressive hair reduction. And by the way, this here, I didn't mention it before, is just a mister. There's just plain water in here, and that's how I apply moisture to my face or head. Just keeps my hands dry for one, and it applies it fairly evenly. So I like doing that. Again, really nice lather in our Captain's Choice bowl here, which I believe the razor company sells the Captain's Choice bowl. I think they sell the Trafalgar T3. Last I looked, they were out of stock on the Trafalgar T3 brush, but keep an eye out for it. If you want a synthetic that has a little backbone and is well priced, I believe this was around $28. It's usually somewhere under 30. Very good buy, very good buy. Unlike the Simpsons chubby toothbrushes when they first came out, like 5 to 7 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. They were not great. But this brush, I think, is really a good value. And for me, it's certainly the best synthetic offering that Simpsons has ever made. It does a great job. It has some backbone. You can scrub with it if you need to. I'm not much of a scrubber, but if you need to scrub, you can do it with this one. And so, as you can see there, no problems with the lather. We've got plenty of it. And we got quite a bit left in our bowl. The Catie's Bubble Soap, I think, is quite easy to lather. Really, no problems at all with that. Okay, so we got lather all over the place there. Kind of messy today, but no worries about that. We'll deal with that. Let's wipe our hands off to keep our hands dry. Always want to keep those hands dry. And again, I will work around my ears first here. But this soap is plenty slick enough. It comes in many, many scents. So go check out the offerings. There are many, many Catie's Bubble scents that are, I think, outstanding. And it's a brand that I really, really enjoy. So I'm happy to showcase Catie's Bubbles today here on the Razor Company's YouTube channel. When the Razor Company reached out quite some time ago, they had been so supportive of all the folks in the community, and they were starting their YouTube channel up. And so when they reached out, I could not say no. They've been so good to many of us. And so I'm happy to appear on the Razor Company channel and make some content, for you folks. And with me, you're not going to get absolute perfection, studio level content. It is what it is. I really appreciate that the Razor Company allowed us to speak our minds, and you don't have to like everything that you try, and that's fantastic. So we're happy to be making the content for the Razor Company, which in 2020 there was no company that was more supportive, I think, than the Razor Company. Just really got out there and supported the shaving community and content creators, and just in many, many different ways. So thank you very much, Razor Company. And I'm certainly happy to be partnering with them to make a little bit of content. All right, as you can see here, no problems thus far. Plenty slick enough. And again, you can use a cart if you need to. Maybe you find yourself traveling. If you're an avid DE shaver or maybe straight razor shaver and you're traveling and for some reason you can't or don't want to take your DE, just shave with your traditional technique and bring that cart along with you. And for me, it works perfectly. No problem at all, as long as you have a good quality soap take your brush. I think you can get a very nice shave. And I know a lot of folks in the traditional community don't like cartridge razors, but they're still used by many people, and we want to reach out to those people and say, hey, come on in and enjoy these soaps, enjoy these brushes, enjoy these wonderful aftershaves, and take advantage of what traditional shaving has to offer. Even if you happen to be a cart user, let's try to welcome everyone, or at least that's my attitude about it. Let's try to make our tent bigger and bigger and include more and more people, or at least that's always my sort of attitude. So let's be careful there. We do not want to open that up. But as you can see here, got a pretty nice shave. I'm going to be careful there and sort of put my hand over that as I'm doing this area just to protect it. So what I'm doing now is just a little bit of touch up. The most difficult spots on my head are right here and right here. And I don't know why. It's just, I guess, the way it grows. But I tell you what, I'm getting some pretty good cooling. And interestingly enough, the cooling on my head is not as intense as it is on my face. So if I had been using this on my face, it would have been much cooler. So I'm not sure why that is, but I find that menthol in the dome just isn't quite as cold. But I have enjoyed this Catie's Bubbles shave today, and I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying whatever you're using. Very nice. I'm just doing some final touch up there. Okay, let me rinse, and then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back with Thayer's Witch Hazel, and I have just put the Thayer's Witch Hazel cucumber in a spray bottle for application. Just makes it easier for me. And there we go. Very, very nice. That's how we always close out our shaving routine. Or at least it's one of the ways we begin the closeout process. We're going to follow up today with Awesome Sauce by PAA. And look at that guy. He looks familiar, doesn't he? Anyway, this is in the realm of this scent, which is the Mile High Menthol. To me, the aftershave actually smells better. Perazzo Green aftershave, which is, again, sort of vaguely what this is reminiscent of. But this stuff smells great. And we're going to slap it on the dome and have an excellent day. Let's go ahead and pour some of this out. And you can get Awesome Sauce at the razor company. I just checked prior to making this video. Ah, yes, very nice. Woo! Nice, fresh. This was a really nice shave today. The Catie's Bubbles, in terms of performance, it is a great old soap. I don't think you can go wrong. Pick a scent you like and go with it. It's been around for a while for a reason. We used the Harry's razor. Yes, you can use a cart with traditional technique and get a great shave. You saw it here today. We used our Simpsons Trafalgar T3 synthetic, which was fantastic. We used the Captain's Choice copper bowl, and we have had a phenomenal shave. I hope wherever you are, you have a great shave as well. On behalf of the Razor Company, I'm your host, CDB, telling you have a great day and a great shave.